Boys, Market Monday on a Tuesday. Usually when I do it on a Tuesday, that means something was supposed to happen. And it did. Conference schedule, you see it. Conference tours, which we talk about in a second. Unexpected odd boost, but expected at the same time. I'll talk about it a little bit as we get into it. Bowl Blitz, Rewind, Volume 2, Season 5. Season 5 is huge. College Football Playoff Volume 1. Now, I thought it would be like a Heisman type promo because we have the Heisman presentation on Saturday. So I still didn't think it would be a Christmas promo. I think that comes next week, whether that's Christmas Rush, whatever. I think the 19th, Blue Chips, and Alumni Volume 3. And also, with Blue Chips ending this week, we could potentially get a Christmas promo next Saturday. So, boys, we got a lot to talk about. So hit the like button. Drop us. I'm actually wearing my hoop jersey. Just came off, a smooth little double. Yeah, I got my name on the back of my jersey. Free advertising, so why not? Let's get into it.
Hey, ain't we been through it all? Then we sleep on them floors. Everybody we thought we needed, we don't need them no more. Run it up, don't check the score. No, I'm balling.
Now I'm gonna leave that intro because it's funny. I forgot this past weekend we had drops, so I had my, I had to go away for a little bit for like an hour, so I had my streamer drops up there for whatnot. But I'm leaving the intro there because it's funny. You didn't see my face, but here's my datruthyadig jersey. Again, free advertising, so why not? Conference tours, odds boosts. I know you guys are thinking truth. You said I thought it was going to be the 16th, but this weekend, shout out to my chat, Gidry, Bloom, who called it out. I'm trying to think who else we talked about. We actually dissected, and we thought it was a good chance we get an odds boost today. A couple reasons. One, my boy Bloom pointed out, usually when we get the season token, which we'll talk about season players and how to use trophies in this, or to use your trophies in this video too. Usually when we get that token, we usually get an odds boost. That was one. Rival was only 2 parts. That was 2, right? So we knew we were going to get a new promo this Friday, and usually when we get a new promo, we get a new odds boost, new overalls too. And 3, we looked at the Ryan Williams set. EA could have went 2 ways, which I'm actually glad they went this way because this makes the Ryan Williams set pretty easy to complete. We're only going to be 94s in there. You can get the 394s through the Ryan Williams set, or they could have gave us 93s. 93s would have been hard to get because they would have been 9 93s in there. So trying to get those 3 would have been difficult. So yeah, man. I also thought because we get the token for the Heisman next Wednesday, the 17th, we wouldn't get it to name. But glad at the odds boost. Zach Thomas, lurker linebacker, 5'11", I believe he is. So it's cool. Quinshon Rottweiser, which I actually hope this card cooks because I am in the midst of building my multiple offense team, and hopefully this drops Saquon Barkley's price. If he's multiple, maybe we go with him. But he is a great receiving back, an absolutely fantastic receiving back. And if you watch me play, I throw it to my back a lot. So hopefully he's multiple O. We can cook with him. And even the champions are good. We got Tim Pernetti, 92 speed tight end, stock tight end, which is really good, which is crazy. This last week we got Heath Miller and LTD at 89 speed. But also a 94 speed set cornerback. Now, I don't know if this guy's going to be if you do the set or whatever, but either way, you're going to be able to get this guy. I know his zone's a little bit low, but you can boost that up. But he's 94. I don't know what his size is or anything of that nature, but 94 speed, when you got LTDs out there with 94 speeds, the Monty Jacksons, the Lenny Moore. So, yeah, and if you do the Ron Williams, so you're going to get all these guys for free. Coy Parrish, fire card. He had an 87 LTD earlier that was fire too. So, yeah, this is probably the best conference tours outside of this, dude. This is the 4th week in a row we've gotten a center. Yeah, we need to fix that. We need to fix that when it comes to that. But nevertheless, the other cards, absolutely fire. So, let's get into the rest of the market. Alrighty, boys, let's talk. Now, I'm dropping this hopefully like 10 a.m. Content comes out at like 1:30. So, if you're watching this early, it gives you time to make decisions, right? A couple of things we can decide on. First, let's talk about conference tours, right? Now, when it comes out, like I talked about, these training packs are going to go up. Now, what they're going to go up to, I think anywhere between 50 to 55K, right? But as we know, I think the move's going to be, and I'm going to do this in my video later on, you guys are going to see, I'm going to go in and open up sophomore packs, sell anything I get that's remotely close, and then obviously pocket the training because we're going to get an odds boost. That's going to be 91 plus at 24%. Right now, 91's going for about 60 to 70K. So you're going to have a good chance at a 91. Again, we always have that 24 to 40 hour period on the odds boost until the market adjusts. Because 91s, then you go to 90 prices, 90s, then you go to 89s, 89s, then you go to 88s, 92s, then you come down to 91s, so forth and so on, right? So if you get in early, you can open up software packs and get in there. Now, a couple of things you can do. If you want to get training now and roll, you can roll this pack. Now, why is this pack important? There's 93s in it. Tomorrow, this is going to be 94s. I feel like these 93s, especially people who are scrambling to complete the Ron Williams set, is going to be doing that exact thing, scrambling, right? Just because they waited too long, these 93s aren't going to be available. So you could roll now and you could hold, right? You absolutely can. As you can see, we're basically ready to go. As soon as the set drops tomorrow, I'll do it. I'll have training. I'll buy sophomore packs. I'll do it and we'll cook. Now, also something to think about too. If you have these cards right now, sell them ASAP, like rock, because we've seen this happen with the Mean Joe Green and Diego Pavia 2 weeks ago. If these cards don't get updated to 95s, the new conference tour set is going to be weighted towards 94s, which means these guys are going to be full in abundance. Now, the beauty about this, for me, they're multiple 0 and 4-3, so I would take them on my team. I already got Billy Pullen. I'm trying to sell a Billy Pullen I have now for $355. I'm still selling because these guys are going to be minimum, right? So that's something to think about. Now, also, tomorrow, another thing you can think about too. If you are going to open up, and let's say you get your conference tours done and you still want to do the sophomore packs and test it out, what you can do is go into the stories of the week. Now, I talked about this last week on stream. We spent 2.5 hours rolling this roll and profiting. Now, I'm going to go into the auction house and show you guys why this is still profitable. At the time when you guys are seeing this, it may be different, but at the time I'm recording this, I know this is the case, right? A lot of these 93s are expensive. And remember, this roll goes away because we have that new promo, Bowl Blitz, which we'll talk about that. Last year, Bowl Blitz is basically, different bowls. They'll give players cards based off their bowls. And the same thing with the CFP on Friday. We don't know what those promos actually entail as of yet until they come, right? But I will say this, the ×2 chemistry that happened last year, if it doesn't happen for the CFP CFP promo on Friday, I don't think it's going to happen. Now, what that is, the top 12 teams or 15 teams in the AP poll got ×2 speed for having 50 out of 50. Instead of just ×1. Don't know if that's going to happen, or +2 instead of +1. Don't know if that's going to happen, but the CFP promo on Friday will let us know. But I think we have an important 48 hours before that point, because if you look at all these 93s, right, you have Bryce Bowe, who is the cheapest at 174, right? You have Bryce Fitzgerald, who is 200K. Now, these cards could drop tomorrow. Why they're going to drop, people are going to be getting cheap training, rolling these, whoop, whoop. But then it's up to you. You can either hold them, because remember, the next day, they're not accessible anymore. And some of these cards are still really good. Bryce Bowe, he's still really good. Fitzgerald is still really good. You have Arch, who is 230, who's still probably the best non-LTD quarterback in the game. And then you have the big fish. The big fish is Isaiah Horton, who's 400K, right? And then obviously you still have your story of the week LTDs. And remember, these are the last LTDs here. The 94s, you have Carlton Davis that you can still pull. And then also remember, the new LTDs may be weighted higher on this because of 94s too. But you have Jaden Ball and then Chris Davis, excuse me. So still got a 1,000,000 coin card and still an 850K coin card. So this may be something I do maybe later on in the day, because I won't have time to do this, make a video and get all this done. I'll do whatever I do in the video, but that's something I just wanted to talk about, right? The next 48 hours could be pivotal because you can go the conference tour route, which most people will to complete the Ron Williams said. Those 94s shouldn't be expensive because they're going to be the only 94s. There may be 194 that you got to roll up and roll to try to get. But these also 93s, man, if you can get cheap training, because remember, training's going to come down. So right now we're opening up, this pack at around 220K. You could be opening this pack tomorrow at 170, right? So that means if Fitzgerald stays the same, Arch stays the same, and Horton, you're cooking, and only Bryce Bowe is an L, but you still have 2 LTDs in there and the season LTDs in there too. So that's that when it comes to that. Now, Bowl Blitz, like I said, we don't know until what actually happens with Bowl Blitz. Last year, you got you had to play events. You had to get stadiums. You collected all the stadiums, and you got like a free 95 Kyler Murray. I don't know if they're going to do that, right? We shall see. We shall see. Hopefully, we get a GMM going through that. But I'm excited to see a new promo. That's a W, regardless, to see a new promo. And then we have Season 5. Obviously, we'll have a special stream on the 10th, which is that Wednesday, going over Season 5. So expect to do that. Then we have the College Football Playoff Volume 1. I expect, College Football Playoff teams to get cards. Don't know how that's going to look. It's going to be current players. Last year, they did flashback players. They had like Devonta Smith, Tagovailoa for Bama, and all that different type of stuff. Don't know because they're trying to keep a lot of current players out of cut. So we shall see. We shall see if that's the case. Now, one thing I do want to talk about before I continue on. Let me talk about this real quick. Where to use your trophies and how to use your trophies. Now, I've used a little bit of my trophies already. To be honest, if I'm being real, unless these guys are on your scheme team, don't do it. Now, I have 2 people on my scheme team. Multiple offense, I got the left guard, and then I'm also going to get this Latrell Caples because he's multiple offense as well. So that's 2 free multiple offense players I don't have to worry about upgrading, and I can switch my token in between them, right? I can switch my token in between them. Now, I already got the Randon Fournette, the safety. If you have a strong safety, I implore you to use it on him. I actually quick sell my Gabe Kershke just because didn't care for him. But I am going to do, the rest are going to go into the coin quick sale. Now, a good thing that they did different this year, which is a W in my humble opinion, or this season, excuse me, they made these optional. They were B&D last year, or previous season, excuse me. They made these optional. So if you want to test your luck, sure, I'm going to take my guaranteed coins. I ain't going to open up all these or whatnot, but I just want to show y'all quickly what to do with that. Now, obviously, we're talking about the college football playoff. The next one we got to talk about blue chips. Again, this blue chip set, if you want to do it, I implore you to do it now. You want to know why? Because come the weekend, this token should be easily obtainable because one, the champions are going to be cheap, but it's going to be 90 and 92s are going to be very, very expensive. So if you want to get cheap training throughout the week, hold it for blue chips, right? And then you open this pack here. I did it this past weekend for rivals, and I also did it for blue chips as well. Open up this pack here. Either the premium training pack will get you the 92s, or this will get you the 89s. Now, I did open up this and pull a full one, which was a W. I actually ended up pulling the linebacker I needed from the set, but I think that's what I'm going to do because those 90s and 91s, they're going to be, those 90s are probably going to be like 100K. The 92 is going to be like 150 because everyone's going to be completing that set because it gets you a free LTD. Now, one thing also with the blue chips that I wanted to talk about, we don't know if it's because it says a 93 plus LTD. So I'm going to assume, based off the wording, that you can get previous LTDs. So any blue chip LTD you have, I would consider selling unless you're cool with the taking a loss on it. Because it does say containing 193 plus. So that means you can get the first week guys, the second week, third week, fourth week, fifth week, and this upcoming sixth week when it comes to blue chips, right? So also we should on the stream see who the season 6 or the season 5 alumni player is to complete the Billy Sim, to complete this set here. So if you want to buy these cards, you can buy if you see these cards cheap, go and cop them. Not 200K for an 87, but I know Warren Moonhead got down to like 1 something. But if you see these cards cheap, people are going to want to do this set in, a month and a half's time. So if you see them cheap, you can do it. Also, what you can do is, I have all 4 of these right now. I'm just holding them. If they give me that 5th card and I don't like it, you know what happens? Other people are going to want this card. I sell every single card and make my profit. It's that simple. It's that simple. And then alumni, even though we had the best alumni drop this past weekend, to me, it's still ass. It's still the worst promo we get this week, but I'm excited for 2 new promos. But the main part of this Market Monday, man, is the odds boost, conference tours, and story of the week. We can hit it big. We can absolutely hit it big, specifically if you get your training cheap enough and roll conference tours. And also, we got to remember, it's very important to look and see if the market has adjusted. And what do I mean by that? I talked about it earlier. If it has adjusted in terms of a price point where 90s go down to 89s, 91s go to 91s, 92s go to 91, and 93s go to 92 prices. And obviously, we're going to get some 94 set cards. Now, I said this 2 weeks ago. It didn't come to fruition, but I'm going to say it again. If Bowl Blitz drops on Wednesday, or even conference tours tomorrow, and the 94s are in the 140 and under range, I'm buying every single one. Because they should come out at around 180. 2 weeks ago, when the 93s came out, they came out at like 180, 190, Arch. You know what I mean? He was like, when Bryce Bowe was 180, 190. That's what they should come out. Anything below that, we're scooping every single one. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this helps you guys on the journey. Like I said, I'm going to try to get this out early so you guys have 2 to 3 hours to plan. And accordingly, like I said, I have still a bunch of these cards up. I'm trying to sell the Bryce Fitzgeralds. I'm trying to sell my Caden Crocker. You can see that's my pulling up. I still have a Horton up, so hopefully my Horton sells. But we're seeing. Like I said, we went on a generational run during the stream yesterday. So yeah, man, we'll be back for conference tours tonight or this afternoon because I'm actually recording this tonight. You're seeing this in the morning, but I just wanted to talk about that. Conference tours, stories of the week, and then we have 2 new promos. So then we have the special stream on Sunday, blue chips, LTD potentially. We obviously cooked last week and pulling a wide receiver LTD. So now I want to apologize to everyone. Shout out to my boy De Niro. I don't know if he's going to watch this or not, but I told everyone we weren't getting an odds boost, so I opened up my season offers last time. Now, I cooked out of my season offers. I didn't expect them to give us a 2-week and then an odds boost, but now I expect us to have 4 weeks to get back on track. I really do. I don't know if they give us 3 weeks or not, but I expect 4. We shall see. They're keeping us on his toes with these odds boosts, but nevertheless, if you have your level packs, or even if you got your rank store glitched or whatever, tomorrow is the day to open. They're after if you've been saving your B&D rare packs. I opened mine because I didn't think we were getting an odds boost, if I'm being honest. So yeah, just letting y'all know, just being completely upfront and honest with y'all and see if y'all want to cook with that. So I appreciate you boys. Hope you guys enjoy. Hopefully this is informational and you guys learn something from this and we move forward and we try to cook. I'm out. Deuces.